Hey, so today thought I would talk about the second part of me struggling with oil paintings. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I have been playing around a little bit with this oil painting set. I actually bought a few extra colors, and I've been playing around a little bit. I got some medium that I made myself. I'll talk about it a little bit. I'll talk about this glass palette that I made myself, and it's pretty easy to make. And if you're interested, I can make a video in the future on how to do one of these, because I like it a lot, but this one is huge, so I thought I would like to make a smaller one for myself. So yeah, today I wanna swatch these colors for you and also show you one of the exercises that I have done, and maybe have a time lapse of another one that I will be making soon. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So the first color is going to be titanium white, and yeah, I don't even know where I'm gonna swatch it because it's, the paper is white and this is very white, but just to have it there. Now this medium that I made, the thing was that I started with the general, mineral spirits and so on, and that was okay, but it felt way too runny for my taste, let's say. So I switched to linseed oil, which was, on the other side. It was way too thick for my liking. So I pretty much mixed it here, and this is, let's say, a 50-50 mix. And it feels perfect. Now I can mix my paints, make them have the consistency that I like, and that's why I like to mix now. So just a tiny bit of medium here, and mix it with the white, which, it comes out of the tube pretty thick, I would say. I wouldn't use it straight out of the tube. And just try to mix it a little bit, and it's white on white. There isn't much to see here, but whatever. At least you saw this part of the process, which I'm gonna be repeating like 12 or 13 times. So yeah. So next up is yellow here, and I got cadmium yellow pale hue. So let's see. It also comes out pretty thick out of the tube. So once again, we're gonna need a little bit of medium, and here we go. So yeah, this is a pretty mid yellow. Oh, you can see it because of the lights. Let me try to fix that. I'm sorry. So yeah, as I was saying, this is a pretty mid yellow, let's say, so very primary, I would say. So yeah, it's very, very useful. I like that. I like this kind of yellow. I'm not a big fan of those lemon yellow colors. I feel like they are too green and sometimes very, very weak. So I like this more of a medium yellow. Next, I got this vermilion red, or vermilion hue, it says here, and I thought this was gonna be more like an orange, but somehow it kinda is a little bit pinkish. At least to my eye, it looks a little pinkish. So that was something unexpected, but yeah, still useful. And I originally got it because this palette, I thought it didn't have, something like a real red. It has cadmium red deep hue, which we're gonna talk a little bit about it in a second, because that one is the next one. So that's why I got this vermilion. But in any case, I got it because I was thinking more. Fix the light again. Yeah, I was thinking to have something closer to sort of like a Zorn palette, kind of red, which I think it is pretty much there. So yeah, now here you start seeing with these colors that they are not as opaque as I expected them, and for the most part they are on the transparent side, which is okay. You just gotta learn how to work with them or work around them. But yeah, coming from gouache, that was kind of a little bit of a surprise. I thought these oils were gonna be much more opaque. Then we have cadmium red deep hue. Now this was the red that I thought it was gonna be more like yeah, I don't know, like a blue leaning red. It ended up being a pretty good primary red. So this is a good thing of this set. It has some good primaries. You know, yellow, red, and blue. They are the right tones of hues for primary. So that is great. You got these three: white, black, and yeah, you don't need much else. So let's check this red out. You'll see this. It's very red. So yeah, very primary once again. It says deep, but I would say it's still very middle of the ground. So hopefully you can see it. Yeah. Okay, so I put this thing on top of a little box here. So yeah, now we don't have the light reflections. Now you can see the colors a little bit better. Sorry for that. Then starting on the second row, we're gonna see this cool colors, starting with French ultramarine. So yeah, this is a, you know, there's not much to say about French ultramarine. It is what it is. Now once again, this, to me, it feels it is on the transparent side, just a little bit, but yeah, just one more thing to get used to. Not bad, not good, just it is what it is. So yeah, let's check it out. See, yeah, it looks pretty transparent here. And at the beginning I thought maybe I was using too much medium, but I don't think that's what it is. I just think this is the nature of the color, you know, so that's alright. And by the way, at the end, I'm gonna show you why I like so much mixing on a glass palette. It is so easy to clean up, so easy. Before doing this, I did some swatches before for a video that I messed up, so I'm doing this again. But you will see me cleaning those up and just scraping the dry paint. It's just so nice and so satisfying and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna show you that at the end, and you'll tell me if you like a video of me how to, you know, making one of these palettes. I'm sure you will. Now the next color we have here, it is phthalo blue. So you know, more of a like a green leaning blue. These phthalo, they are usually very strong, so you gotta be a little bit careful with them. But they are very nice colors. And now the swatching part. And yeah, I love this blue. This tone of blue, it is just so gorgeous. A little bit on the transparent side, but very strong color. After that one, going more into the greens, we got a Viridian hue. So kind of like a phthalo green. It's just a little bit different, the way they make it, the pigment they use. So Viridian. In some other mediums like watercolors, Viridian tends to be a little bit problematic because it dries in some brands. It dries like a rock in no time, and it is very hard to re-wet. Here, because it is oil, you won't have the problem. You know, oil takes a long time to dry, especially if it is in a tube. So yeah, so this is Viridian, and again, very nice color. Then after that, I knew I wanted more natural looking green, because this Viridian, you don't see it too often in nature, but it's useful to mix other colors, so it is nice to have. But if you want like convenience green, I found this sap green, which I really like. I bought another green, which I'll talk about this last. But yeah, sap green is a good one to go with. And these tubes, they are so cheap compared to watercolors. So this is a 37 milliliter tube, sorry. And this is like, I paid like $5 here where I live for a big tube like this. Whereas, you know, if it was Daniel Smith watercolors, I would have paid, I don't know, $20 for it. So that was a really nice surprise. At least these oils, this Winton, they are so much cheaper than other watercolors. Or than watercolors. So that was great. And this is a very nice green. It is so natural. You can use this for so many things. So yeah, this is great, this sap green. After that, we start with the earth tones, which I really love. Here, this set is pretty much perfect for me. This set is just so good. It's got 3 earth tones: yellow ochre, burnt sienna, burnt umber. I would have liked a raw umber, but burnt umber, it works just as well. So yeah, we're gonna start with yellow ochre. So yeah, looks nice, feels opaque, has a nice consistency, and looks great. Yeah, so here it is, yellow ochre. Then we got here burnt sienna. Once again, one of the colors that you will be using the most, especially because it mixes great with ultramarine blue to make gray tones and very dark, almost black colors. So let's just grab a little bit of medium, try to get it to the consistency that I like, and yeah, we're there. Then the swatches here. This one I like a lot. It feels a little bit more orangey than, you know, what I'm used to, which again I like a lot. Because here where I live, there's a lot of things that look rusty. So this color, almost straight out of the tube, you can go and put it in there, and it's gonna mimic perfectly the color of rust. Then we have here burnt umber, which again, like I was saying, more of a fan of raw umber. I feel like it's a little bit of a more muted color, kind of leans a little bit more to, let's say, green, whereas this one is a little bit more reddish. But yeah, it works very well. Yeah, this is more chocolatey. The other one is more, yeah, greenish. And I like it to make other colors darker. So yeah. So yeah, this looks exactly like chocolate. I feel like I'm painting with chocolate. So yeah, this is very nice. The only thing is that it might make you want to go get a piece of chocolate, and if you don't have that at home, then you have to go for a longer journey to get your cravings fulfilled, let's say. And well, last, on the set at least, this is ivory black. So let me show you ivory black. And here's the swatch, which, yeah, you see, it's also a little bit transparent. Once again, it might be my fault. Maybe I'm using too much medium. I don't know. That's one of the things that I'm experimenting with currently. So yeah, this is my main palette as it is. There's 12 colors, which are, awesome. Now, on looking for a more natural green, the day that I went to get that green, they did not have sap green. So I got the next color to sap green, the one that was right next to it, which was terre verte, and it sounded like a very natural green, it's got the word terre in there. And it is okay. It's okay. Let me show it to you. But it's like a more of a, let's say, a blue leaning green, let's say. And it is very weak. That's something that I did not like. It feels very weak, very transparent, and yeah, kind of disappointed me a little bit in that regard. So yeah, I'll show it to you here. So yeah, it is very, very weak. I'm guessing if you're into painting portraits or things like that and making things look very old, like the old masters, the way they look nowadays, this green will be very, very useful to do like very faint layers on top of whatever you're painting. That will be very useful for that. I don't do that kind of thing, but I can see it being used for that. So yeah, this is the swatching part of the video. Now I'm going to show you a few things that I have been playing with, or at least one thing that I have been playing with. Then I'm going to do a time lapse of an exercise that I found around, and at the end I'm going to show you a book that I bought recently and I think that you should buy too, because I'm halfway through it and it is so good. So yeah, let's jump into the exercises. Now, during this exercise there was a few things that I want to talk about. The first one is, well, I like to start doing a black background, because in that way I'm able to really see how light do I have to go with, this other tone. So that's why I started there. Now, I did make a mistake, a slight mistake, nothing too serious, when painting that first layer of black, and that was that I was using my medium, the one that I made. It was 50-50 with the solvent and the oil. And what that made is that it took quite a bit longer for it to dry. Whereas if I had just used solvent, it would have been dry within, I don't know, a day maybe. So that took a few days, but that's alright. Nothing too serious. And then another thing that I have to remind myself, since I'm coming mostly from watercolor and gouache, I tend to use a lot of medium or solvent, whatever, and just a little bit of paint. With oil paint, I gotta remind myself that I have to use quite a bit more paint and just a little bit of medium, let's say. So those are a couple of things that I was reminded of, or that I kind of learned during this process. So yeah, overall I think it was pretty decent. And so after some blending and retouching a little bit, this is what I ended up with. I think it's pretty decent. I think I was able to get a decent range of tones here, and I was able to blend them nicely so that it actually looks pretty realistic and pretty yeah, let's say 3D like. Now here are the three things that and 3 exercises, let's say, that I did for this video. So the first one, you know, the swatching, you saw that. These are the dried swatches. Yeah, you know, they're swatches. They are there for you to see the colors. And yeah, I think these 12 ones are gonna be the core of my palette. I might be doing a little bit of switching here, trying to research which reds are better for me. Maybe I'll go with something like I don't know if they have those in oil, but something like a quinacridone rose or something like that. That's what I'm used to use in both watercolor and gouache. If there's such a thing in oil, I'll try to get one of those. I have to do a little bit of research, but yeah. And this vermilion, I don't know if it's staying or it's going, but yeah. Also these red, I don't know. I have to do some playing around with it, but the rest, they are pretty good. They are what I'm used to use in all my other mediums. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Now, before I did this curly thingy, I went ahead and tried to do one of this, just a sphere, try to get the light right, the shadow, and so on. So here I did some experimentation, which was useful, but the thing is that I did this a couple months ago. So since this was pretty much my first approach to oil, I kind of forgot what it was until I came back to this. And here I was reminded of those two things, that, you know, the first layer, it has to be lighter, or let's say leaner. So pretty much just solvent so that it would dry faster. And as you go, you add more medium, so it gets fatter. So more and more oil. It's kind of like similar to the gouache technique of doing less water, so it's more paint, it's thicker. So instead of being thin to thick, it's lean to fat. It's a similar concept, just different mediums, let's say. Yeah, and also that I gotta use more paint. But overall, yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking oil painting. I will be doing some more small paintings, I guess. So this is kind of like the size of a page that I have right now. Let's say, you know, for 2 of these exercises. I think I'll be doing smaller. So let's say a quarter of a page, kind of like this size probably. And I'll be doing I want to do a bunch of studies on that size. So yeah, that's one thing that I want to do. Now the other thing that I want to do is something like this. I recently bought this book, which is by Remington Robinson, and it is about doing these tiny paintings on, you know, those Altoid 10s, which I don't know, I find it really, really attractive. I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, I bought the whole book. I'm doing pretty decently already, and I got a couple 10s. So yeah, that's something that I'm gonna be doing on the next video. So yeah, smaller sized paintings, something a little bit more real life, not just exercises. And yeah, it's tiny painting. So wait for that one, because I think that one's gonna be pretty interesting. So yeah, hope you have liked this video so far. And as a bonus thing, as I promised you at the beginning, I'm gonna leave you with a video of how to clean that glass palette. And again, if you want me to make a video on how to put together one of those palettes, let me know, because that one is super useful, super cheap, and yeah, just great overall. So hope you liked the video. Please check the links down below if you want to check any of the supplies that I used, and have a good one.